Hey guys, welcome back to another DC Multiverse action figure review. Today we're taking a look at the Dark Knight's death metal, Batrocitus, from McFarlane Toys. On the back of the box we have a 3D render of the action figure, and on the side of the box it has the action figure's name as well as the comic series it's from in blue. McFarlane Toys easily come out of the package without having to tear any of the cardboard open. But in order to get the collectible card and standout, you will have to tear open the plastic attached to the cardboard. Batrocitus is a combination of Batman and the Red Lantern leader Atrocitus. In the original Dark Knight's Metal comic, Dark Multiverse versions of Batman were brought together by the Batman Who Laughs. In the comic sequel Death Metal, even more Dark Multiverse Batman were introduced. How Batman was able to become merged with Atrocitus and become Batrocitus is a mystery. But they make their debut appearance in the comic in Death Metal 3. While we all know of Batman's origins, Atrocitus was the leader and founder of the Red Lanterns, whose powers are fueled by rage and have sworn to eliminate the Green Lanterns for revenge. Batrocitus is introduced and only shown in 3 comic panels, where he is quickly killed off by a bomb explosion along with the other Dark Multiverse versions of Batman. Not much can be said about the character, as he was killed off just as quickly as he was introduced. Let's take a look at some of the details. The first thing we notice is the wide gaping mouth of the figure. Sharp jagged teeth stick out spaced apart, with the tongue and mouth painted red on the inside. Small red eyes shine through the black skin type mask, with the eyebrows sculpted in an angered expression. On the side of the head we also see 2 small red stripes on top of each other, reaching towards the small bat ears at the back of the head. On the chest we have the iconic lantern armor in large red plates covering the muscles of the body. At the center we have the black and white lantern logo, with the symbol being a mix of the lantern ring and Batman's wings. Underneath the red armor we have the skin tight suit, the sculpting textured with the microfiber fabric effect. The back has more red armor resting on the shoulders and down the center of the back, with the same microfiber texture on the black undersuit. On the shoulders we have the black undersuit wrapping around the muscles of the shoulders and biceps. We have red gloves that reach all the way to the elbows and hands sculpted in a clawing pose. Specifically on the right hand we can see the tiny red lantern ring on the middle finger. The red armor on the chest ends at the abs near the waist, where a smaller red belt wraps around the sides of the stomach. Under the belt the area is completely covered in the black suit. The back around the waist has the rest of the red armor wrapping around the waist, covering the lower back and nothing else. The skin-tight black suit wraps around the large muscles of the thighs, where that microfiber texture really showing off in this area. The legs are covered in red boots that reach up to the knees. A large cuff at the top details the smooth boots with a few added layers. We wrap up the details of the figure with the boots. A pair of smooth shoes, with small details like the soles of the shoe and the cuff on the ankles. Let's take a look at the articulation. We have a ball joint at the head with decent range. Shoulders that bend up, blocked just a bit by the shoulder armor, and unable to fully raise the arms in the air. Rotation at the biceps. Double jointed elbows that bend inward. Wrists that bend up and down, and rotate. A ball joint at the chest that can bend forward and back. Now the waist does have a ball joint, but for this figure specifically the waist has a soft plastic section for the stomach of the figure, blocking all waist movement. It even blocks rotation at the waist as well. We get legs that open and bend forward and back with great range. Rotation at the thighs. Double jointed knees that bend back. Ankles that bend up and down and rotate. A foot that twists. And toes that bend upward. While Batrocitus is the standard superhero height for McFarlane Toys, the only other Atrocitus figure was a Build-A-Figure who was much taller than the other figures. So here I've put Batrocitus next to a few other McFarlane comic figures to get a better idea of his size. We get a small red lantern made of a clear red plastic and has a small handle to hold onto. We get a pair of fists, with the right fist having the lantern ring. To install the fisted hands, you can easily pop out the original hands and socket in the new fist. We get a collectible card with the artwork from the back of the package on it, and the information of the figure on the other side. And we get the standard McFarlane stand with the DC logo on it. Batrocitus is a very weird action figure for me. I'm kinda shocked to see McFarlane's release a figure of a character that was only in 3 comic panels, with no introduction or even a fight. On the other hand, it's sort of amazing that McFarlane can spend the resources to make an action figure of a short one-off side character. It's truly giving hardcore fans the options to get a version of Batman that they're probably never going to see ever again. It makes me wonder if we're going to get the other Batman that were also in the same panel, a Brainiac version of Batman and a Silver Surfer Batman. As for the figure itself, the sculpting is incredibly detailed and has a great facial expression and a unique take on the Batman. I'm always happy to get included fists, especially on characters that like to punch like Batman does, and the included clear red lantern is something we don't see often as an accessory. The bulky armor does restrict some articulation, especially on the shoulders and waist, something that could always be improved on, but otherwise it's the standard articulation we see across all McFarlane toys. One thing that would have made this figure perfect would have been an alternate Atrocitus head, in case you missed out on the Build-A-Figure wave or just want a more height-accurate version. A unique figure by McFarlane Toys, pretty much showing off the fact that they can and will make a figure of anything in the DC Multiverse. I don't have an Atrocitus figure, so this would make the perfect base for a custom, or even just having a head swap would be enough. I just can't get over the fact that Batrocitus only lives for 3 comic panels and we have a figure of it. Let me know what you guys think about that. Overall, if you're a hardcore Lantern or Batman collector, this is a great figure with some nice accessories, decent poses, and unique enough of a figure to add to your collection. But if you're like me and saw this Batman at the store and wondered what his story was about, well, he doesn't have any, so that could be a negative for some fans out there. Alright guys, that's it for this review. Leave a comment letting me know how you like this figure, subscribe, or give me a like to help out the channel.